Hi, Joel with the Fancy Farm. I want to show you what we've been doing with our sheep, cattle, and goats. So you'll see I'm standing in this buckbrush right here. Pretty heavily overgrown, and this was at one time a bit of a pasture kind of in the trees. And it's pretty heavily overgrown. So what we've been doing, because of the extreme heat, I wanted to keep the sheep, cows, and goats off of the field. It's been very dry, and I don't want them exposed to the heavy sun, cotton. So this is providing shade in here. So what we're doing is we're grazing the forest. And so we've been sticking them. You'll see lots of grass in the underside here, and this buckbrush up here. And I'll kind of show you what they've been doing. So we'll go for a little walk, and we'll go check that out. Okay, so right here you can see where I've brush cut a line for that Premier 1 fencing. They didn't eat this down as much. I moved them pretty quickly. But you can see over here, look at all this buckbrush, how it's all just eaten down. All the leaves are off these stems, every single one. So I'll be able to come in here. There's a nice big piece of organic matter. I'll be able to come in here with the brush saw and just knock this down. And hopefully we'll awaken some life out of this grass, and if not, I'll be seeding this fall. I'll be dormant seeding under the snow, and then we'll see what happens. But they have made some serious work. This was all, waist deep. You can kind of see that green line over there, and that's what it was. And this is what they've eaten it too. It's crazy, and they're only on here for 1 day at a time. So that's the cow-calf pair, 6 sheep, and 3 goats. And they eat this down like this in 1 day. You can probably hear the cow in the background bellowing. They're ready to be moved to their new pen. They've been on this new pen for 1 day. This new pen they're in is heavily, heavily overgrown. You can see the plants they won't touch. I'm not sure what type it is, but it's kind of like a holly type looking. It's got some sharp sawtooth edges here, and it actually, this stuff has blueberries sometimes, like a blueberry on it. And none of them will touch it. They don't touch that plant. So, and we'll go for a little walk through the forest. So this is all stuff they've eaten down. You can see it's just sticks. You can see in the background, they've eaten all through here and thinned this out to where I can see underneath. The sunlight's going to get into the ground. So we're pretty happy with that. And so here we are down here. They've been in this for 1 day. Now this was heavily, heavily overgrown. And you can see they haven't gotten hungry enough to eat the leaves up high yet. But we'll see how that goes. So yeah, we're getting better. So I'm actually going to move these guys in just a minute. And we'll see how they... Hey, Iris. How you doing? How you doing, Iris? She's a real sweet goat. There's Heather. She's bellowing. She's like, hey, I want to move. She's a very vocal cow. She likes to move, and she likes to make known that she moves. So what we have is we have 2 of these Premier 1 fence panels. And they're both about a 1/4 acre. And so I set it up, and then the second one's behind it. I'll be able to transfer them out the other end. So there's the sheeps. Everybody's looking for little oats this morning. Here's Noah, our newest goat that we just got off the neighbor. He's a buck. We're pretty excited about his prospects. So, all right, I'll show you what we're gonna do. Part of what makes the Dexter cattle, they're known for their foraging capabilities. So our pasture is drying out, so we wanted to give it a little break. We're hoping for some rains. And so we stuck her in here, and she's doing fine. She's eating leaves. She's eating all this grass that I showed you underneath. I mean, this all had grass, inclined. She's eating all her way through this. And then the goats come through and eat a lot of the leaves, and the sheep are eating the leaves too. And so, it's pretty amazing what they've been doing. You can see Iris over here right now munching on some leaves. Right there. So, yeah, so she's pretty much eating all the grass out of it. Now, this is a really thick area in here, so I don't expect them to eat it all. And some of these trees are called vine maples. I don't think they eat those leaves. I can see they haven't touched any of them. So, actually, a funny thing is, we were just visiting with the neighbors last night. I know. I'm going to move you in just a second. She's got a mullet to go along with her attitude. But you know, we were just talking to the neighbor, and he taps these vine maples and makes maple syrup. It's pretty crazy. It blows my mind. So we're going to be trying that this early spring. But we'll go for a walk. We're actually going to let them out on the top side of this pen where it meets the other pen. We'll show you that. So let's go for a little walk. So this is the top side of the pen they've been in. You can see they've eaten down all the upper leaves, and like I said, that holly type looking, and I'll find out what that is, but they leave it all on the floor. And this is where it meets our other pen. Different color fence. We bought them at purchase times. The yellow fence was actually a mistake. We didn't mean to buy it, but we got it for a good price, and it's working fine. So everybody has followed up. They know it's time to move. And so we're gonna get working on that. Show you. Yeah, I know, everybody's talking. And they're looking forward to getting into that. All this fresh green. They really enjoy all these leaves on this plant. So we're fixing to move them. Everybody's here. Heather wants to she wants to sniff that out. And there's Belle back there. She kind of hangs out in the rear. The flies are getting to her. Still showing a little ribs, but she has been gaining weight. So we're excited about that. So, all right, I'm going to work on moving them. All right, so now we're gonna move them. I do that by, hey, come here, Heather. We open the one fence, and they will kind of run right in like that. They're so used to the transfer now, it seems to go pretty well. We have used oats in the past to make them come. Sometimes they still think about the oats. You guys ready? I know, you too. You to come. You to come too. Tied this one pretty good. All right, Iris is always first through. She's always happy to go. She wants to check it out. Here comes Heather. Comes Heather. Come on, girl. And Belle. These are the branches I've cut down when I put the fence line in. I've cut these branches down. And so I just throw them in here and they strip the leaves off them. So you'll see everybody move themselves. I do a little count. 1, 2. Oh. Good girl. A little bit of panic there. Everybody's calming down. Briar bramble note. The panic spread. Briar, come. Briar, that's what's going on. Briar, come. I didn't know she was in there. So that was the panic, the source of panic. I'm sorry, girl. Everybody was a little confused. That didn't go so well. No. She thought I needed help, and she's been pretty good about herding the animals. She'll run them from pen to pen. For some reason, she thought I needed help. She jumped in and went for it. So, not quite sure what she was trying to accomplish, but that's how we swap pens. Now I'll tie this up. I'll go grab my fence charger from over there, bring it up, hook it up to this pen, and then we'll have this thing charged, and then we'll go check on it. You'll notice something. There's no more bellowing going on. Everybody's quite happy. And you hear that munching? That's the munching of happiness. Everybody's happy to be in their new pen. See the sheep right there working what the calf won't. Here comes Noah the goat. And Gretel and Iris. There's those sheep back there just happily munching away. Heather goes for the grass first. She always takes the open area. You see, she's actually eating leaves off that branch right now. Eating leaves off that branch. She likes them, and actually those, I cut those branches down yesterday morning. Something about those wilted leaves she kind of really likes. And that plant actually there is, they call it a service berry, or like we call it back where I'm from, called it a Saskatoon bush. But yeah, it's kind of like a bit of a wild type blueberry type thing. Quite good for jams and such. There's Noah munching away. And just that sound. This is our backyard, folks. This is beautiful. We really enjoy this. It's pretty thick in here. They'll be happy for a day. And we'll just work our way through. This is part of our view here. There's our pasture down there. It's all overgrown in here. We'll run them through here. Here's an old fence line made of hand split cedar poles I'll have to take down. But yeah, this is where we live. It's beautiful and we're blessed. Just want to show you a little bit more of our land here. I mean, it's just beautiful trees. Walk this fence line. Right here we have a pretty steep bank here. Walk down. So we need to, you can see there's not much that grows in here. So we will thin this canopy just a little bit. We'll probably take one of these trees out for firewood. Thin this out a little bit. And then down that bank right there, I'll take you to the edge. Down there, there's a big cedar grove. We got about 5 acres down here, and we got just a gorgeous creek down there. And we'll show you that. So yeah, we're pretty excited about working our way through this land. Pretty thankful and feeling pretty blessed. All right, so that's how we swap the animals. You can see them all munching happily back here in the background, checking the boundaries and perimeters. We had one of our little friends, these are the puppies, they've grown quite a bit. He came to come see us, so he came to help with the job, at least he thinks so. But yeah, so we want to show you how we swap the animals and how we graze the forest. We're really excited about it. It's really opening our land. We're really excited about it. We're going to thin some of the canopy and hopefully encourage the grasses to grow naturally. So we're really excited about that. We just want to share that. So thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.